Imagine this, I'm just a regular guy named Jake. I live on a little farm with my 3 horses Star, Rusty, and Luna. They're not just any horses. They're my best buddies, my super special pals. I love them so much, and they're like the coolest thing in my world. Star is shiny black with a white spot on her forehead that looks like a little star in the sky. Rusty is brown and strong, with a funny way of stomping his feet like he's dancing. And Luna? She's all white and quiet, like a big, soft cloud that moves super slow. I spend every minute I can with them feeding them hay, brushing their soft fur, and talking to them like they're my friends. Because they are. They're my pride and joy, and I'd do anything to keep them happy. Where I live, it's a small town. Not a big city with tall buildings and loud cars, just a cozy place with green fields, a few houses, and lots of trees. Everyone here knows me. They call me Jake the horse guy. Kids wave at me when I ride Star down the road. Old folks smile and say, "Hey, Jake, how's Rusty doing?" Even the dogs bark hello when I walk by. I like it that way. It's simple and nice, and I'm totally okay with being the horse guy. My farm is small, too, just a red barn, a big field with a wooden fence, and a little house where I sleep. The horses live in the barn, and I've got a spot by the fence where I sit and watch them run around. It's my happy place. But one day, oh boy, one day everything flipped upside down. It was a sunny afternoon, the kind where the sky is super blue and the birds are chirping like they're throwing a party. I was out by the barn, tossing some hay to Luna. She was munching away, her big eyes looking at me like, "Thanks, Jake." That's when I heard a loud laugh and some kid voices shouting. I turned around, and there she was, a lady standing right by my fence. Her name was Karen. I didn't know her name yet, but I'd learn it soon enough. She had 2 kids with her, a boy and a girl. They looked about 8 and 10 years old, all bouncy and loud, like they'd just eaten a whole pile of candy. Karen had this big smile on her face, like she owned everything she saw. She was tall, with curly hair that bounced when she moved, and she wore a bright red shirt that you could spot from a mile away. Her kids were already climbing my fence, yep, my fence, like it was a jungle gym at the park. The boy was giggling and yelling, "Horses! Horses!" The girl was tugging on the wood, trying to get a better look at Star. I just stood there for a second, blinking, thinking, who are these people? What's going on? My horses perked up their ears. Rusty snorted, like he wasn't sure what to think. Luna took a step back, watching. And Star? She just stared at the kids like they were aliens. Now, here's the thing, my farm isn't a playground. It's not a place where anyone can just walk in and do whatever they want. It's mine. My horses aren't toys you can play with whenever you feel like it. They're special to me, and I take care of them. But Karen? She didn't seem to care about that. She acted like my farm was her own little fun zone, like she'd bought a ticket to Jake's horse party or something. She waved at me, all cheery, and shouted, "Wow, your horses are so cool. My kids love them already." I scratched my head, still holding Luna's hay, and thought, okay, that's nice, but why are you here? At first, it didn't seem like a big deal. I mean, kids like horses, right? That's normal. I like when people think my horses are cool. Sometimes, kids from town come by with their parents, and I let them pet Rusty or give Luna an apple if they're grown, ups ask nicely. But this was different. Karen didn't ask. She didn't say, "Hey, Jake, is it okay if we look at your horses?" Nope. She just showed up, plopped herself by my fence, and let her kids go wild. It was like she thought the whole world belonged to her, like my farm, my horses, my everything was hers to use. I walked over, trying to figure out what to say. My boots crunched on the grass, and the sun felt hot on my face. Karen's kids were still climbing, their sneakers kicking at my fence. The boy yelled, "Mom, can we ride them?" The girl clapped her hands and said, "Yeah, I want to ride the black one." That Star they were talking about, my Star. I got this funny feeling in my stomach, like when you know something's about to go wrong but you're not sure what. Karen just laughed again, loud and sharp, and said to her kids, "Oh, we'll see. They're so pretty, aren't they?" Then she looked at me, still smiling, like I was supposed to nod and say, "Sure, hop on." But I didn't. I stood there, holding my hay, and said, hi. Those are my horses. My voice was quiet because I didn't want to sound mean. I'm not a mean guy. I like being friendly. But I also didn't like how this was going. Karen tilted her head and said, oh, I know. We just stopped by to see them. No big deal. No big deal? Her kids were halfway over my fence now, and the boy was waving his arms like he was gonna jump into the field any second. Rusty snorted again, louder this time, and took a step back. Luna hid behind him, peeking out. Star just kept staring, her big eyes locked on the kids. I tried again. They're not really for playing with, I said. They're mine, and I take care of them. Simple, right? I thought she'd get it. But Karen? She didn't. She laughed again, and said, oh, come on. Don't be so serious. Kids love horses. It's just fun. Fun. For who? Not for me. Not for my horses. I looked at her, then at her kids, then back at her. My fence wobbled as the girl shook it. The boy shouted, I'm gonna ride one. And Karen just stood there, acting like this was all normal. That's when I started to feel this little spark inside me. Not mad, not yet, but annoyed. Like when someone takes your favorite toy without asking. Have you ever had that happen? It's not cool, right? My farm is my space. My horses are my friends. And here was Karen, acting like none of that mattered. She didn't even know me. She didn't know Star likes quiet mornings, or Rusty gets nervous around loud noises, or Luna hates when people move too fast. But she didn't care. To her, my farm was just a fun stop on her day, like a free ride at the fair. So, there I was, standing by my barn, watching this lady and her kids take over. The sun was still shining, the birds were still chirping, but it didn't feel like a nice day anymore. It felt weird. Like something big was about to happen. And guess what? It did. Oh, it totally did. But we're not there yet. This is just the start, the moment everything changed. Karen thought she could do whatever she wanted. Her kids thought my horses were their new toys. And me? I was just Jake, the horse guy, trying to figure out what to do. Before I tell you more, because trust me, there's a lot more, let me ask you something. Have you ever met someone like Karen? Someone who thinks they can walk right into your space and take over? Maybe they borrowed your stuff without asking, or they acted like your rules don't matter. What did you do? Did you say something? Did you let it slide? Tell me in the comments, I really want to know. Because right then, standing there with Karen grinning at me, I wasn't sure what to do. But I knew one thing, this wasn't over. Not even close. See, that sunny afternoon wasn't just another day. It was the beginning of something wild. Something that'd make Karen's big smile disappear real fast. My horses weren't toys. My farm wasn't a playground. And I wasn't just some quiet guy who'd let it all happen. Karen didn't know it yet, but she'd picked the wrong fence to climb. What happened next? Oh, you'll see. It's gonna be good. Stick around, because this story's just getting started. Okay, so picture this, Karen standing right there by my gate. Her arms are crossed tight, like she's the boss of everything. She's got this huge smile on her face, like a big, goofy grin that says, I'm doing you a favor just by being here. Her two kids are with her. One's a boy, maybe 8 years old, and the other's a girl, maybe 10. They're not just standing there, oh no. They're already climbing my fence. Yep, my wooden fence, the one I built myself to keep my horses safe. The boy's giggling like crazy, his sneakers slipping on the wood. The girl's shouting, look, Mom. Horses. They're acting like my farm is some big playground they just found. Karen looks at me, still smiling, and says, oh, they just love horses. Her voice is all loud and happy, like that's supposed to make everything okay. But here's the thing, she didn't even ask me. Not one little, hey, Jake, is it cool if my kids climb your fence? Nope. Nothing. She just showed up and let them go wild. I'm standing there, holding a bucket of water for my horses, thinking, lady, this isn't a petting zoo. My farm's not some place where anyone can walk in and do whatever they want. It's my home. My horses Star, Rusty, and Luna. They're mine, and I take care of them. They're not toys for random kids to play with. I try to be nice, though. I'm not a mean guy. I like people, and I don't want to start a fight. So I take a deep breath and say, hey, those are my horses. My voice is calm, like when you're talking to a friend. They're not really for random rides. That's all I say. Simple, right? I'm just trying to let her know this isn't a free-for-all. My horses need to feel safe, and I'm the one who looks after them. But Karen? She doesn't get it. Not even a little bit. She laughs loud, like a big snort you'd hear from a pig. Oh, don't be so stingy, she says, waving her hand at me like I'm being silly. Kids need fun. Stingy. Me. That word hits me like a splash of cold water. I'm not stingy. I'm the guy who lets the neighbor's dog nap in my barn when it's raining. I'm the guy who gives apples to kids in town if they want to feed Luna if their parents ask first. I'm nice. I share stuff. But Karen's acting like I'm some grumpy old man who hates fun. Like I owe her something just because her kids like horses. I feel my face get a little hot. I bite my tongue means I don't say anything mean, even though I want to. Inside, though. Oh, I'm steaming. Like when you're so mad you feel all warm and buzzy, but you don't yell yet. Her kids keep going. The boy's halfway over the fence now, his little hands gripping the top. I wanna ride one, he yells, bouncing up and down. The girl's tugging at the wood, shaking it so hard I hear it creak. My fence isn't super strong, it's old, and I've been meaning to fix it. Seeing it wobble makes my stomach twist. Rusty, my big brown horse, looks over and snorts. His ears flick back, like he's saying, what's all this noise? Luna, my white horse, takes a step back into the barn. She's shy, and I can tell she doesn't like this. Star, my black horse with the white spot, just stares. She's tougher, but even she's watching like, who are these loud people? Karen's still smiling. She doesn't even look at her kids, she's too busy talking to me. Oh, relax, she says. They're not hurting anything. Not hurting anything? My fence is shaking. My horses are confused. I want to say, lady, this is my place, not yours. But I don't. I just stand there, bucket in my hands, water sloshing a little because I'm squeezing it so tight. I'm trying to stay calm, but it's hard. Really hard. Karen's got this attitude like she's better than me, like I'm silly for caring about my own stuff. It's weird. I don't even know her. She's never been here before. How does she think this is okay? I try again. Hey, I say, a little louder this time. Those are my horses. I don't let just anyone ride them. I'm still being nice, I don't yell or point fingers. I just want her to listen. But Karen rolls her eyes. Rolls them. Like I'm some kid who said something dumb. Oh, come on, she says. They're just kids. Let them have some fun. She laughs again, that big, snorty laugh, and turns to her boy. Go on, sweetie. Look at that big brown one. That's Rusty she's talking about. My Rusty. The one who gets scared when things get too loud. The boy grins and climbs higher. The girl shouts, I want the white one. That's Luna, my quiet, shy Luna. I feel my heart beat faster. This isn't fun for me. This isn't fun for my horses. I look at Karen, then at her kids, then back at her. She's still standing there, arms crossed, smiling like she's won something. Like she's so smart, and I'm just a goofy guy who doesn't get it. But I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to see what she's like. She thinks my farm is hers to use. She thinks my horses are free for her kids to climb on. She doesn't care what I think. Inside, I'm mad now. Not yelling mad, but quiet mad. The kind where you clench your fists and take big breaths. I'm not stingy. I'm not mean. I'm just a guy who loves his horses. But Karen? She's acting like I owe her a big favor. Like I have to let her kids do whatever they want. I don't owe her anything. I don't even know her. She didn't say hi, didn't shake my hand, didn't ask my name. She just showed up and took over. And her kids, they're loud and wild, and they're scaring my horses. Rusty's pacing now, his big hooves thumping the dirt. Luna's hiding in the barn. Star's still staring, but I can tell she's not happy. I think about saying something bigger. Like, get off my fence, or take your kids and go. But I don't. Not yet. I'm still trying to be nice, Jake, the horse guy everyone likes. I don't want trouble. I just want my farm to be calm again. But Karen's making that really hard. She keeps talking, all cheerful and loud. Oh, they've wanted to see horses forever, she says. You're so lucky to have them. Lucky. Sure, I'm lucky. I love my horses. But that doesn't mean she can use them like toys. I nod a little, just to be polite, but my mind's racing. What do I do? How do I stop this? The boy's almost over the fence now. Mom, help me, he calls. Karen steps closer, not to pull him down, but to lift him up. She grabs his legs and pushes him higher. Go on, sweetie, she says. My mouth drops open. She's helping him climb into my field. My field? Where my horses are. The girl sees this and squeals, me too. Me too. She starts climbing faster, her hands grabbing the wood. The fence shakes again, creak, creak, creak. I'm worried it might break. I built it myself, but it's not made for kids to climb like monkeys. Wait. I say, stepping forward. My voice is louder now, but still not mean. That's not safe. Karen looks at me, and for the first time, her smile fades a tiny bit. Oh, they're fine, she says. They climb stuff all the time. Fine. They're not fine. My fence isn't fine. My horses aren't fine. Rusty's snorting louder, his tail swishing fast. Luna's gone, all I can see is her white tail peeking out of the barn. Star steps closer to me, like she's saying, Jake, what's happening? I feel bad for them. They don't deserve this. Karen's smile comes back, bigger than ever. You worry too much, she says. Let kids be kids. Kids be kids. Sure, but not on my farm. Not with my horses. I'm steaming now, really steaming. My hands are tight on the bucket. Water's spilling over the edge because I'm so mad I can't hold it still. I want to yell. I want to tell her she's wrong. But I don't. I just stand there, watching her kids climb, watching her laugh, watching my horses get upset. And then it hits me, she's messing with the wrong horse guy. She doesn't know it yet, but I'm not just gonna let this happen. I'm nice, yeah. I'm friendly, sure. But I love my horses more than anything, and I'm not gonna let Karen ruin their day. Or mine. She thinks she can do whatever she wants. She thinks I'm just some quiet guy who won't say no. But she's wrong. Oh, she's so wrong. Something's brewing inside me, a plan, maybe. A way to fix this. I don't know what it is yet, but I feel it coming. Karen doesn't see it. She's too busy laughing, too busy pushing her kids over my fence. Her boy's in the field now, running toward Rusty. The girl's almost over, too. My horses are moving, snorting, looking at me like, Jake, help. And I will. I don't know how yet, but I will. Karen's got no clue what's coming. She thinks she's in charge. She thinks I'm stingy. But she's about to find out I'm not the guy she thinks I am. So there I am, standing by my barn, watching this mess unfold. Karen's boy is in my field now, my field, running straight at Rusty like he's chasing a puppy. His little sneakers kick up dirt, and he's yelling, Horsey! Horsey! Rusty's big brown eyes get wide, and he stomps his hooves hard. Thump, thump, thump. He's not happy. Horses don't like loud stuff, and this kid's loud like a fire truck siren loud. The girl's still on the fence, swinging her legs over, about to jump down too. Karen's clapping her hands, cheering them on. Go, 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 she shouts, like this is some big game. My bucket's shaking in my hands now. Water's splashing all over my boots, but I don't even care. I'm too mad to care. I take a step forward and say, hey, stop. My voice is louder this time, not yelling, but definitely not quiet anymore. I want them to hear me. The boy freezes for a second, looking back at me. His big grin fades a little, like he's not sure what I mean. The girl stops too, hanging on the fence, her feet dangling. Karen turns to me, and her smile drops just for a tiny moment. Then it's back, bigger and faker than before. "Oh, Jake," she says, like we're old pals. She even knows my name, probably heard it from someone in town. "They're just playing. Don't be such a grump." "A grump? Me? I'm not a grump. I'm the guy who waves at everyone in town. I'm the guy who lets kids pet Star when they're nice about it. But this isn't nice. This is crazy. Her kids are in my field, my horses are scared, and my fence is wobbling like it's gonna fall over. I feel my face get hot again, hotter than before. My heart's thumping fast, like when you run a race and you're almost at the finish line. I'm not just annoyed now. I'm mad. Really mad. But I'm still trying to stay cool. I don't want to be the bad guy here. "Look," I say, putting the bucket down so I can use my hands to talk. "This is my farm. My horses don't know your kids. They're getting scared." I point at Rusty, who's backing up now, his tail swishing fast. I point at the barn where Luna's hiding. "See? They don't like this." I'm hoping she'll get it. I'm hoping she'll say, "Oh, sorry, Jake. We'll stop." But nope. Not Karen. She puts her hands on her hips and laughs again, that big, snorty laugh that makes me want to cover my ears. "Oh, they're fine," she says. "Horses love kids. You're just too serious." "Too serious? My horses don't look fine." Rusty's snorting like he's about to run away. Luna's gone, she's probably hiding behind the hay bales now. Even Star, who's usually brave, is stepping back, her ears flicking like she's confused. I look at Karen, then at her kids, then back at her. She's not listening. Not one bit. Her boy starts running again, chasing Rusty around the field. "Come here, horsey," he yells. The girl jumps down, thud, and starts clapping her hands, skipping toward Star. "Stop," I say again, louder now. I'm not yelling yet, but I'm close. I walk toward the fence, my boots stomping the grass. The boy looks at me again, but he doesn't stop. He giggles and keeps running. Karen waves her hand at me, like she's shooing a fly. "Oh, let them have fun," she says. "You've got all these horses, share a little." "Share? Share? This isn't a toy box. These are my horses, living, breathing animals that I take care of every single day. I feed them. I brush them. I make sure they're happy. They're not here for her kids to chase around like it's a game." I feel my hands ball up into fists. Not to hit anything, I'd never do that, but because I'm so mad I don't know what else to do. My stomach's all twisty, like when you eat too much candy and feel sick. I want to scream, "Get out!" But I don't. I take a big breath instead, trying to calm down. "Karen," I say. I know her name now because she said it earlier when she yelled at her kids. "This isn't okay. They can't just run around like that." My voice is shaky, but I'm still trying to be nice. I don't want a big fight. I just want my horses to be safe. But Karen? She doesn't care. She rolls her eyes again, big, dramatic rolls, like I'm the silliest person she's ever met. "Oh, Jake," she says, like I'm a little kid who doesn't understand. "You're making a big deal out of nothing. They're not hurting your precious horses." "Precious? Yeah, they are precious. They're my best friends. And her kids are hurting them, not with punches or anything, but by scaring them." Rusty's running now, his big legs kicking up dirt. He's fast, and that boy's not gonna catch him, but I can tell he's upset. His snorts are loud, and his ears are flat back. The girl's closer to Star now, reaching out with her hands. "Pretty horsey," she says, all squeaky and excited. Star steps back, her head high. She doesn't like strangers getting too close. I taught her to trust me, but these kids? She doesn't know them. "Hey, don't touch her," I call out, walking faster. The girl stops and looks at me, her eyes big. "Why not?" she asks, like I'm being mean. "Because she's mine," I say. "She doesn't know you." The girl pouts, sticking out her lip like I ruined her day. Karen stomps over to the fence now, her red shirt bright in the sun. "Jake, you need to chill out," she says, her voice sharp. "They're just kids. What's the big problem? The big problem? Oh, I've got a list. My horses are scared. My fence is shaking. Her kids are running wild. And she's acting like I'm the bad guy for saying no. I open my mouth to answer, but she keeps going. You've got this big farm all to yourself. Let someone else enjoy it for once. Enjoy it? This isn't a park. This is my home. I'm steaming now, full on boiling, like a pot of water on the stove. My hands are sweaty, and my heart's going thump thump thump. I'm not just mad at her kids anymore. I'm mad at her. She's the one letting this happen. She's the one who thinks she can boss me around on my own farm. I look at her, standing there with her arms crossed again, that big smile back on her face. She thinks she's winning. She thinks I'm gonna back down. But she's wrong. So wrong. Karen, I say, my voice low and slow. This is my place. My rules. I point at the field, where her boy's still chasing Rusty. That's not safe. For him or my horses. She laughs again. That snorty laugh is driving me nuts. Oh, he's fine, she says. Kids fall all the time. Builds character. Builds character? What about my horses? What about my character? I've been nice. I've been patient. But I'm running out of nice. The boy trips, then boom, face first into the dirt. He's okay, just dusty, but he starts crying. Loud, waily crying. Karen runs to the fence, yelling, "Sweetie, you're fine." He gets up, brushing off his pants, still sniffling. The girl giggles at him, then turns back to Star. "I'm gonna pet you," she says, reaching out again. I move fast now, stepping between her and Star. "No," I say, firm but not mean. "You can't." She stops, pouting again, and looks at her mom. Karen glares at me. "You're being ridiculous," she snaps. "They're not doing anything wrong." Not doing anything wrong? My field's a mess. My horses are freaked out. My fence is creaking louder than ever. I'm about to snap back, but I stop myself. I take another big breath. "They need to get out of my field," I say, pointing at her kids. "Now." My voice is strong, like when a teacher means business. Karen huffs, loud and dramatic. "Fine," she says, like she's the one being nice. "Come on, kids." She waves at them, but they don't move fast. The boy's still wiping his eyes, and the girl's stomping her feet, mad that she didn't get to pet Star. They climb back over the fence slowly while Karen keeps talking. "You're no fun, Jake," she says. "No fun at all." "No fun? I don't care about fun right now. I care about my horses." They're finally out of my field, standing by Karen again. She's brushing dirt off her boy's shirt, muttering, "See? He's fine." I look at my horses. Rusty's calming down, but his tail's still swishing. Luna peeks out of the barn, her big eyes nervous. Star walks over to me, nudging my arm with her nose like she's saying, "Thanks, Jake." I pat her, feeling a little better. But not much. Karen's still here, still talking, still acting like I'm the bad guy. "You need to lighten up," she says, crossing her arms again. "It's just horses." Just horses. That's it? That's the last straw. They're not just horses. They're my family. And she's messing with them. She doesn't know it yet, but she's picked the wrong fight. I'm not gonna let this slide. Not anymore. I'm mad, yeah, but I'm also thinking. Thinking hard. She thinks she can push me around. She thinks I'm weak. But I'm not. I'm Jake, the horse guy. And I've got something up my sleeve. She's got no clue what's coming. Okay, so the next day rolls around. It's morning, and I'm out by the barn, feeding Star. She's my black horse with the white spot on her forehead like a little star, get it? I'm tossing her some hay, and she's munching away, happy as can be. The sun's just coming up, painting the sky all orange and pink. It's quiet, well, mostly. The birds are chirping, and Rusty's snorting a little in his stall. Luna's still sleeping, her white tail peeking out of the barn. It's my favorite time of day, just me and my horses, chilling out. I'm smiling, thinking everything's back to normal after yesterday's mess with Karen. Then I hear it squealing. Loud, high-pitched squealing, like a bunch of pigs running loose. My head snaps up, and there she is, Karen. Yup, she's back. She's walking up to my fence again, her curly hair bouncing and that big grin on her face. She's got her 2 kids with her, the boy and the girl, same as yesterday. But this time? Oh, this time she's carrying a picnic basket. A big wicker one, like she's planning a party. My stomach drops. I'm thinking, oh no. Not again. Before I can even wave or say hi, her kids bolt toward the fence, giggling and yelling. They've got apple slices in their hands, big, juicy chunks, and they're tossing them at Rusty like he's some circus pony waiting for a treat. Rusty's my big brown horse. He's super gentle like a big teddy bear with hooves. He loves a quiet pat on the nose or a carrot from me. But he's not a toy. He's not made for kids throwing stuff at him. I see those apple slices flying plop, 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 landing in the dirt near his feet. He jumps back, snorting loud, his ears flicking fast. His big eyes look at me like, Jake, what's going on? The boys shouting, eat it, horsey. The girls laughing, tossing more apples. I drop Star's hay and jog over, my boots kicking up dust. Whoa, hold up. I say, waving my hands. You can't just. But Karen cuts me off. She's standing by the fence now, picnic basket on the ground, hands on her hips. Relax, Jake, she says, her voice all loud and cheery. They're just playing. You should be happy they like your horses. Happy. Happy. I stop dead in my tracks, staring at her. My fence is wobbling again, creak, creak, because her kids are climbing it like monkeys. Rusty's spooked, backing away from the apples, his tail swishing like crazy. And Luna? My shy white horse? She's gone. I glance at the barn and see her hiding inside, her big white body tucked behind a hay bale. She hates loud noises, and these kids are loud like a thunderstorm loud. I'm not happy. Not even a little. My heart's going thump thump, and my hands are getting sweaty. I look at Karen, then at her kids, then back at her. They're scaring my horses, I say, trying to keep my voice calm. I don't want to yell, not yet. I'm still trying to be nice, Jake, the horse guy everyone likes. But inside. Oh, I'm mad. Karen just laughs, that big, snorty laugh I hate. Oh, they're fine, she says, waving her hand like I'm being silly. Horses love apples. It's fun. Fun. My fence is shaking so hard I'm worried it'll snap. Rusty's not eating those apples, he's scared of them now. And Luna's hiding like a scared kitten. I start wondering, does Karen even get it? Does she understand that this is my farm, my home? Or is she just clueless? She's grinning at me, all smug, like she thinks I'm gonna say, oh, okay, cool. But I'm not. I'm standing there, watching her kids climb higher. The boy's over the fence now, running at Rusty with another apple. Here, horsey, he yells. The girl's tugging at the wood, shouting, I wanna feed the black one. That Star they're talking about, my Star. She's still by me, but her ears are back now, and she's snorting soft, like she's not sure what's happening. Stop. I say, louder this time. I jog closer to the fence, my boots thumping the ground. The boy looks at me, but he doesn't stop. He giggles and tosses the apple splat, right near Rusty's hooves. Rusty jumps again, his big body turning fast. He's not mad, he's too nice for that, but he's scared. I can tell. Karen steps forward, her picnic basket still sitting there like she's moving in. Jake, chill out, she says. You're so grumpy. They're just kids. Grumpy? Me. I'm not grumpy. I'm worried. My horses are my friends, and her kids are freaking them out. I open my mouth to say something, but the girl climbs over now, thud, landing in my field. She runs at Star, holding out an apple slice. Pretty horsey, she squeals. Star steps back, her head high. She doesn't like this. I move fast, putting myself between her and the girl. No, I say, firm but not mean. You can't feed her. The girl stops, her big eyes blinking at me. Why not, she whines. Because she's mine, I say. She doesn't know you. The girl pouts, dropping the apple in the dirt. Karen huffs, loud and annoyed. Oh, Jake, let them have some fun, she says. You've got all these horses, share. Share. This isn't a toy box. These are my horses, real, living animals I take care of every day. I feed them, I brush them, I keep them safe. They're not here for her kids to mess with. I feel my face get hot. My hands ball up into fists not to hit anything, just because I'm so mad. They're scaring my horses, I say again, pointing at Rusty. He's pacing now, his big hooves thumping the dirt. Look at him. He's not happy. Karen rolls her eyes big, dramatic rolls. Oh, he's fine, she says. You worry too much. I don't worry too much. I worry just right. These are my horses, and I know them. I know Rusty gets nervous when things get loud. I know Luna hides when she's scared. I know Star doesn't like strangers getting too close. But Karen? She doesn't know any of that. She doesn't care. She's unpacking her picnic basket now, pulling out sandwiches and a blanket, like she's staying all day. Her kids keep running, tossing apples, climbing my fence. Day after day, it's like this. Yup, she keeps coming back. Every morning, I hear that squealing. Every morning, her kids show up, chasing my horses, shaking my fence, making a mess. I start watching closer. I grab a little notebook from my house, one I use to write down stuff like when to buy more hay. Now, I use it to write about Karen. Every time she shows up, I jot it down. Like a detective in a mystery book. Monday, kids climbed fence, threw apples at Rusty. Tuesday, girl tugged Star's tail, Luna hid. Wednesday, boy ran at Rusty again, fence wobbled bad. I write it all times, dates, everything. Karen doesn't see me do it. She's too busy grinning, laughing, telling me to relax. But I'm not relaxing. I'm watching. And waiting. Why? Because I'm starting to see something. Karen's not just clueless, she's pushy. Really pushy. She thinks my farm is hers to play with. She thinks my horses are free toys for her kids. She doesn't ask, she doesn't say sorry, she doesn't care. And her kids? They're wild, climbing, tugging, chasing my horses day after day. Rusty's getting jumpy now, even when they're not here. Luna barely comes out of the barn anymore. Star's still brave, but I can tell she's tired of it. My quiet farm isn't quiet anymore. It's loud and messy, all because of Karen. But here's the thing, I've got a plan brewing. It's like a little bubble in my brain, growing bigger every day. I don't know what it is yet, not all the way. But I feel it. Something smart. Something sneaky. Something that'll make Karen stop. She's got no idea what's coming. None. She thinks I'm just Jake, the nice horse guy who'll let her do whatever. She thinks I'm weak. But I'm not. I'm mad, yeah, but I'm smart too. Every time she shows up, every time her kids climb my fence, I write it down. Every snort from Rusty, every time Luna hides, I see it, I note it. I'm building something. A way to turn this around. Karen's grinning at me now, sitting on her picnic blanket, eating a sandwich. Her kids are still in my field, chasing Rusty again. See, Jake, she calls out. Everyone's happy. Everyone. Not me. Not my horses. My fence wobbles, creak, creak. Rusty snorts. Luna's gone. Star's by my side, nudging me like, Jake, fix this. And I will. Oh, I will. Karen doesn't know it, but she's messing with the wrong guy. I've got my notebook. I've got my plan. And soon? She's gonna find out what happens when you push Jake the horse guy too far. So, a week goes by since Karen first showed up at my farm. 7 whole days of her and her kids coming back, day after day, messing with my horses. I've been patient, super patient. I've watched them climb my fence, chase Rusty, tug at Luna, throw apples everywhere. I've written it all down in my little notebook, every single thing. I've got dates, times, even little drawings of what they did. I've been waiting, planning, keeping my cool. But now. Oh, now it's time. A week later, Karen's at it again, and this time, She's gone too far. It's a sunny afternoon. I'm out by the barn, fixing a loose board on the door. My horses Star, Rusty, and Luna are in the field, munching grass, looking happy for once. I think maybe today I'll be quiet. Maybe Karen won't show up. But then I hear it squealing. Loud, wild squealing, like a pack of kids at recess. I look up, and there she is, Karen, marching up to my fence with her 2 kids. The boy's bouncing like he's on a trampoline. The girl's giggling, pointing at my horses. Karen's got that big, smug grin on her face, like she owns the place. My stomach twists. Not again, I think. Not today. Before I can even blink, her kids are over the fence fast, like little squirrels. They don't climb this time, they jump right in, landing with a thud in my field. And where do they go? Straight for Star. My Star, my black horse with the white spot on her forehead. She's tough, but she's not a toy. The boy grabs her mane, yanking it like it's a rope. The girl climbs up on her back, no saddle, no helmet, nothing. They're bouncing around, laughing and shouting, "Ride, horsey, ride." Star's eyes get big, and she snorts, stepping side to side. She doesn't like this, not one bit. Rusty's watching from the other side of the field, snorting too. Luna. She's already bolting for the barn, her white tail disappearing inside. I drop my hammer clang, and stand there for a second, just staring. My heart's thumping loud, like a drum in my chest. This isn't okay. This isn't funny. This is my breaking point, the moment I can't take it anymore. Karen's by the fence, clapping her hands like this is a show. Look at them go, she yells. They're naturals. Naturals. They're bouncing on Star like she's a bouncy castle at a fair. No saddles, no helmets, no rules, just wild, crazy chaos. My fence wobbles as the boy swings Star's mane again. My sweet horse looks at me, her big eyes saying, "Jake, help." That's it? I'm done. Done being nice. Done being quiet. I take a big breath, square my shoulders, and march over. My boots crunch the grass, loud and steady. I keep my face calm, cool as can be, even though inside, I'm steaming. I walk right up to the fence, right where Karen's standing with her big grin. Her kids are still on Star, giggling and bouncing. I stop, look at Karen, and say, "Karen, you know what?" My voice is smooth, like I'm about to agree with her. She nods, all smug, her eyes saying, "See? I knew you'd get it." She's got her arms crossed, waiting for me to say something nice. Then I drop the bomb. "You're right," I say, slow and clear. "Kids should have fun." Her grin gets bigger, she thinks she's won. But I'm not done. Oh no, I'm just starting. But since they've been getting private riding lessons all week, I figured I'd send you the bill. I pause, letting that sink in. Her smile freezes, stuck on her face like it's glued there. I keep going, cool as ever. "Let's call it $500, pretty fair for 7 days, right?" Boom. There it is. The big surprise. Her jaw drops, literally drops, like in a cartoon. What?" she stammers, her voice all shaky and high. I don't blink. I don't laugh. I just reach into my pocket and pull out my phone. "Yup," I say, tapping the screen. "I've been keeping track." I hold it up so she can see my notes, all typed out nice and neat. "Look here, Monday, your kids climbed my fence and chased Rusty. Tuesday, they tugged Luna's tail, got a blurry pic of that one." I swipe the screen, showing her the photo, her boy yanking Luna's white tail, her little face all scared. Wednesday, they threw apples. Thursday, they climbed again. Friday, more chasing. Saturday, they shook my fence so hard I thought it'd break. And today? They're riding Star like she's a toy. That's 7 days of lessons, Karen. Private lessons. You pay for those." Her mouth still open, like a fish out of water. What?" she says again, louder this time. Her eyes are huge, darting from me to her kids to my phone. The boy's still on Star, bouncing and yelling, "We." The girl's laughing, holding Star's mane. Karen's face goes red, bright red, like a tomato. "You can't charge me," she snaps, her voice squeaky now. "That's crazy. Crazy. I don't think so. I stay calm, leaning on the fence like it's no big deal. This isn't a free ranch, Karen, I say. You want lessons? You pay. That's how it works. She stares at me, blinking fast. Her kids finally notice something's up. The boy slides off Star Thump, and runs over. Mom, what's wrong? He asks, tugging her shirt. The girl hops down too, skipping to the fence. Why's he mad? She whines, pointing at me. I'm not mad, not on the outside. I'm cool, steady, like a superhero who knows he's got the upper hand. Karen shakes her head, her curly hair bouncing wild. He's not serious, she says to her kids, then glares at me. You're joking, right? Tell me you're joking. I don't laugh. I don't smile. I just look at her, straight in the eyes. Nope, I say. I'm serious. $500. You've been using my horses all week. That's not free. I tap my phone again, showing her the list. See? Dates, times, pictures. It's all here. Her face twists, first red, then pale, then red again. This is ridiculous, she yells, throwing her hands up. They're just playing. You can't charge me for that. Oh, but I can. I've got proof. I've got a plan. And I'm not backing down. The look on her face? Priceless. Like she just bit into a lemon and didn't expect it to be sour. She didn't see this coming, not in a million years. All week, she's been pushing me, thinking I'm just quiet Jake, the horse guy who won't fight back. She thought she could show up, let her kids run wild, and I'd just take it. But nope. Not today. I've been watching, waiting, writing it all down. And now? Now I've hit her with the big reveal, the bill. $500. Fair and square. She stomps her foot, bam, like a little kid throwing a fit. You're mean, she shouts. This is my kid's fun. You can't do this. I shrug, still calm. It's my farm, I say. My horses. My rules. Her mouth opens again, but nothing comes out, just a little squeak. Her kids tug at her arms, whining, Mom, what's he saying? Can we ride more? She shushes them, her eyes locked on me. You're serious? She asks, her voice quieter now, like she's starting to believe it. Yup, I say, nodding slow. Dead serious. I point at Star, who's shaking her head, glad to be free of the kids. That's not a bouncy castle. She's my horse. You've been using her and Rusty and Luna all week. That's lessons. Lessons cost money. I hold up my phone again, swiping through the notes. I've got it all right here. You can't say it didn't happen. Her eyes dart to the screen, then back to me. She's mad, oh, she's so mad, but she's stuck. She knows I'm right. The kids are quiet now, watching us. The boy kicks the dirt, mumbling, I wanna ride more. The girl pouts, crossing her arms like her mom. Karen's fuming, her hands clenched tight. This is nuts, she says. I'm not paying you anything. She turns to her kids, snapping, come on, we're leaving. But I don't budge. Okay, I say, cool as ever. But I've got the proof. You owe me $500. I'll send you the bill. Her head whips back to me, her eyes wide. You wouldn't dare, she says. Oh, I would. I've had enough. A week of her kids climbing, chasing, tugging, bouncing, it's over. I'm not just Jake the horse guy anymore. I'm Jake who stands up. Jake who fights back. I smile just a little, just enough to bug her. Try me, I say. Her jaw drops again, and she stomps off, dragging her kids behind her. The look on her face sticks with me, shock, anger, total surprise. She didn't see that coming, did she? Not one bit. My horses settle down as she storms away. Star nudges me, her nose soft on my arm. Rusty trots over, snorting like he's relieved. Luna peeks out of the barn, her big eyes blinking. I pat them all, feeling good, really good. Karen thought she could push me forever. She thought I'd never push back. But I did. I dropped the bomb, and it worked. $500. She's mad, but I'm calm. Because this isn't a free ranch. And I'm not a pushover. Not anymore. Okay, so here we are. Karen's mad. Really, really mad. She's standing by my fence, waving her arms like a windmill spinning in a big storm. Her curly hair's bouncing all over, and her face is red like a bright red apple you'd pick off a tree. You can't charge me, she yells, her voice loud and squeaky. That's ridiculous. She's pointing at me, then at my horses, then at the sky, like she's trying to tell the whole world how unfair this is. Her kids are behind her, tugging at her shirt, looking confused. The boy's whining, "Mom, what's he doing?" The girl's stomping her foot, saying, "I wanna ride more." But me? I'm cool. Calm as a sunny day with no clouds. I lean on my fence, my boots in the dirt, and look right at her. "Oh, I can," I say, slow and steady. "This is my property. My horses. You used 'em, you pay." My voice isn't loud, not yelling, not mean, just clear. Like when a teacher says something and you know they mean it. Karen's eyes get big, like she can't believe what I just said. Her mouth opens, then closes, then opens again like a fish flapping on the ground. "That's crazy," she shouts, waving her arms even more. "You're crazy, Jake." I don't flinch. I don't get mad. I just stand there, watching her freak out. My horses Star, Rusty, and Luna are behind me, settling down now that her kids aren't bouncing on them. Star nudges my back with her nose, like she's saying, "Good job, Jake." Rusty's snorting soft, his big brown head bobbing. Luna's peeking out of the barn, her white fur glowing in the sun. They're happy I stopped the chaos. And me? I'm happy too. Because I know I'm right. This is my farm. My rules. Karen used my horses like they were free toys, and now she's gotta pay. She keeps yelling, "Oh man, does she yell. This isn't fair," she says, stomping her foot hard. "They're just kids. It's just fun." Her kids nod, pulling at her arms. "Yeah, Mom, tell him," the boy says. "I want horsey time," the girl whines. Karen spins around, pointing at me again. "You're mean, Jake." "Mean? I'm not paying you a penny." She's so loud, I bet the birds in the trees can hear her. But I don't budge. I just shrug like, no big deal, and say, "Okay. But I've got proof. You owe me $500. I'll send a bill." Her face twists up, all scrunched and angry. "You wouldn't," she snaps, her voice sharp like a bark. I smile just a little, just enough to bug her. "Watch me," I say. "That's it? That's the last straw for her." She huffs loud, like a dragon puffing smoke, and grabs her kids' hands. "Come on," she yells, pulling them away from the fence. "We're leaving." The boy drags his feet, whining, "But Mom, the horses." The girl pouts, "I didn't finish riding." Karen doesn't stop. She storms off, her red shirt bright against the green grass, her kids trailing behind her like ducklings. They're all grumbly and sad, missing their horsey time. But me? I'm not sad. Not one bit. I watch them go, their voices fading as they head down the road. The boy keeps looking back, waving at Star like he thinks she'll wave back. The girl kicks a rock, muttering something I can't hear. Karen's stomping so hard, I swear I feel the ground shake a little. They get smaller and smaller, until they're just dots in the distance. Then poof, they're gone. My farm's quiet again. The birds start chirping, the wind rustles the trees, and my horses relax. I turn around, patting Star's neck. "See?" I say to her. "Told you I'd fix it?" She snorts, like she's laughing with me. A few days pass, 3, to be exact. I'm back to my normal stuff, feeding Rusty, brushing Luna, fixing the fence that Karen's kids shook so much. It's peaceful. No squealing, no climbing, no apples flying everywhere. I'm starting to think maybe Karen's gone for good. Maybe she's too mad to come back. But then, one morning, I check my mailbox. It's this rusty old box by the road, painted red a long time ago. I flip it open, and there's an envelope inside. Plain white, no writing on the front, just my name, Jake, in big, shaky letters. I pull it out, curious. Who's sending me mail? I rip it open, and inside, bam, there's a check. A little piece of paper with numbers on it. $500. $500, right there in black ink. No note, no sorry, no nothing, just Karen's name signed at the bottom. Her handwriting's all wobbly, like she was mad when she wrote it. I hold it up to the sun, squinting at it, making sure it's real. Yup, it's real. $500, just like I said. I laugh loud, right there by the mailbox. She paid. She actually paid. I run inside, grab my boots, and head to town. There's a bank down the street, a little place with a big sign that says bank in blue letters. I walk in, still grinning, and slide the check across the counter. The lady behind the desk, her name's Miss Linda, looks at it, then at me. "Wow, Jake," she says, smiling. "What's this for?" I lean in, keeping my voice low like it's a secret. "Karen," I say. "She owes me for horse lessons." Miss Linda's eyes get big. "Karen? That loud lady with the kids?" she asks. I nod. "Yup. She paid up." Miss Linda laughs, stamping the check. "Good for you, Jake," she says. "'Bout time someone got her." I cash it, turn that paper into real money, and stuff the bills in my pocket. $500. It feels good, like winning a prize. I walk out of the bank, the sun warm on my face, and head back home. My horses are waiting, and I've got a story to tell them. Guess what, guys? I say when I get to the barn. Karen's gone. Star snorts, Rusty stomps, and Luna peeks out, her big eyes blinking. They don't talk, but I know they're happy too. And guess what? Karen never comes back. Not the next day, not the next week, not ever. My farm's quiet again, peaceful, like it's supposed to be. No more kids climbing my fence, no more apples in the dirt, no more squealing. Rusty's calm now, munching hay like nothing happened. Luna comes out of the barn more, her white fur shining in the sun. Star's back to her brave self, trotting around the field like a queen. They've got their piece, and I've got mine. It's perfect. Word spreads around town fast, like wildfire. I go to the store a few days later, picking up some carrots for Luna. Old Mr. Tom's there, leaning on his cane. "Heard you stood up to Karen," he says, tipping his hat. "Good for you, Jake." I smile, nodding. "Yup. She paid me $500. His eyes twinkle. "'Bout time someone did," he says, laughing. Then Miss Jenny, who runs the store, chimes in. "Karen's been pushy forever," she says, ringing up my carrots. "Glad you showed her. Everywhere I go, folks are talking. They tip their hats, pat my back, say stuff like, 'Way to go, Jake,' and finally. It feels good, I won't lie. Really good. Not just because of the money, though $500 is awesome, but because I did it. I stood up. Karen thought she could push me around, use my horses like toys, and get away with it. But she didn't. I stayed calm, made my plan, dropped that big $500 bomb, and won. She's gone, my horses are safe, and I've got a story to tell. A story about how Jake the horse guy didn't let the pushy lady win. Every night now, I sit by my fence, watching the sunset. The sky turns orange and pink, just like that morning before Karen came back. Star's next to me, munching grass. Rusty's rolling in the dirt, happy as can be. Luna sniffing the air, her shy little face peeking out. I pat them all, grinning. We did it, I say. No more Karen. And it's true. Justice is served nice and simple. She paid, she left, and we're free. Feels awesome, doesn't it? So, Karen's gone, storming off like a big, grumpy cloud blowing away in the wind. Her arms are still waving as she drags her kids down the road, their whiny voices fading fast. "But Mom, the horses," the boy cries, kicking dirt with his sneakers. "I want more horsey time," the girl whines, pulling at Karen's hand. Karen doesn't look back, not once. Her red shirt gets smaller and smaller until it's just a tiny dot, then poof, she's out of sight. My farm goes quiet again, real quiet. The birds chirp soft, the wind rustles the grass, and my horses settle down. I'm standing by my fence, still cool and calm, watching it all happen. Inside, I'm jumping for joy, but I don't show it not yet. Star's next to me, her black fur shiny in the sun. She nudges my arm with her nose, like she's saying, "Thanks, Jake." I pat her, running my hand down her mane. "You're welcome, girl," I say, smiling big. Rusty's over by the barn, snorting and shaking his head like he's glad the chaos is over. Luna peeks out from her hiding spot, her white face blinking at me. "It's okay now," I call to her. "They're gone." She steps out slow, her hooves tapping the ground, and joins the others. My horses are happy again, peaceful, like they're supposed to be. And me? I'm feeling pretty darn good. Karen's yelling still echoes in my head, "You can't charge me." That's ridiculous. But I proved her wrong. I stayed calm, told her how it is, this is my property, my horses. You used them, you pay. And she didn't like it not one bit. She waved her arms like a crazy windmill, her face all red and puffy, shouting about how mean I am. Mean? Nah. I'm just fair. She thought she could push me around forever, letting her kids climb my fence, chase my horses, bounce on Star like she's a toy. But I said nope. I dropped that $500 bomb, showed her my phone with all the proof, dates, times, even that blurry pic of her kid yanking Luna's tail. She couldn't argue with that. She tried, oh she tried, but she lost. So, she storms off, kids whining behind her, and I think that's it. Maybe she'll cool off and forget it. But then, 3 days later, yup, 3 whole days I'm out by my mailbox. It's this old, rusty box on a wooden post, painted red way back when I was a kid. I flip it open, expecting nothing, maybe a flyer or a bill. But there's an envelope inside. Plain white, no fancy stuff, just my name, Jake, scribbled on the front in big, wobbly letters. My heart skips a little. Who's this from? I grab it, rip it open fast, and there it is, a check. A little piece of paper with $500 written on it in black ink. No note, no sorry, no nothing, just Karen's name signed at the bottom, all shaky like she was mad when she wrote it. I hold it up, squinting in the sunlight. $500. $500. I laugh loud, right there by the road. She paid. I say to no one, just the trees and the birds. I can't believe it. Karen actually paid me. I run back to the house, my boots kicking up dust, and grab my hat. I've gotta cash this, turn it into real money. I hop in my truck, an old blue one that rattles a little, and drive to town. The bank's just down the street, a small place with a big sign that says bank in blue letters. I walk in, still grinning like a kid with a new toy, and slide the check across the counter. Miss Linda's there, she's the nice lady who works the desk. She's got gray hair and glasses, and she always smiles at me. "Hey, Jake," she says, picking up the check. "What's this?" Her eyes scan it, then she looks at me, curious. I lean in, keeping my voice low like it's a big secret. "It's from Karen," I say. "She owes me for horse lessons." Miss Linda's eyebrows shoot up. "Karen? That loud lady with the wild kids?" she asks. I nod, grinning wider. "Yup. She's been letting them ride my horses all week. I told her it's $500. Miss Linda laughs loud, like a bell ringing. "Oh, Jake," she says, stamping the check. "Good for you." 'Bout time someone stood up to her. She hands me the cash, 5 crisp $100 bills. I stuff them in my pocket, feeling them crinkle. "Thanks, Miss Linda," I say, tipping my hat. She winks. "You're a smart one, Jake. Keep that farm safe." I walk out, the sun warm on my face, and drive home. My horses are waiting, and I've got news for them. "Guess what, guys?" I say, hopping out of the truck. "Karen paid up." Star snorts, like she's proud of me. Rusty stomps his hooves, kicking up dirt. Luna trots over, her big eyes shining. I pat them all, laughing. She's gone for good. And she is. Karen never comes back. Not the next day, not the next week, not ever. My farm's quiet now, the way I like it. No more squealing kids, no more wobbly fence, no more apples all over the ground. Rusty's back to his gentle self, munching hay like nothing ever happened. Luna's out of the barn more, sniffing the air, her white fur glowing in the sun. Star's trotting around the field, her head high like she's the queen of the farm. They've got their piece back, and I've got mine. It's awesome, pure, simple awesome. But it's not just me who knows. Word spreads around town fast, like when you tell a secret and everyone hears it by lunch. I go to the store a few days later, grabbing some carrots for Luna. Old Mr. Tom's there, leaning on his cane by the apples. "Hey, Jake," he says, his voice all gravelly. "Heard you got Karen good." I nod, picking up a carrot. "Yup. She paid me $500. His eyes twinkle, and he tips his hat. "Good for you, boy," he says. "'Bout time someone showed her." I smile, feeling warm inside. "Thanks, Mr. Tom," I say. Then Miss Jenny, who runs the store, pops up behind the counter. "Is it true?" she asks, ringing up my carrots. "You made Karen pay?" I laugh, nodding again. "Yup. She's gone now." Miss Jenny claps her hands, grinning. "Oh, Jake, you're a hero," she says. "Karen's been bossing folks around forever. Glad you stopped her." I shrug, but I'm grinning too. "Just wanted my horses safe," I say. She hands me my bag. "You did more than that," she says. "You showed her who's boss. Everywhere I go, it's the same." At the gas station, Mr. Pete pumps my gas and says, "Heard about Karen. Nice job, Jake." At the diner, Miss Sue pours my coffee and whispers, $500. "You're slick, Jake." Even the kids in town, little ones who pet Star, sometimes run up to me. "Did you really scare that loud lady away?" they ask, eyes big. I laugh, ruffling their hair. "Didn't scare her," I say. "Just told her the rules." They giggle, calling me Horse Guy Jake like it's a superhero name. People tip their hats, pat my back, say stuff like, "Way to go," and finally. It's like I'm famous, but the good kind. And it feels good, I won't lie. Really, really good. Not just because of the $500 though, that's super cool. I mean, $500. I could buy new hay, fix my fence, maybe get Rusty a fancy new brush. But it's more than that. It's because I stood up. Karen thought she could push me around, use my horses like free toys, and I'd just take it. She thought I was quiet Jake, shy Jake, weak Jake. But I'm not. I'm smart Jake. Brave Jake. I made a plan, kept my cool, dropped that big surprise $500, and won. She's gone, my horses are safe, and I've got a story to tell, a big, awesome story. Every night now, I sit by my fence, watching the sun go down. The sky turns all orange and pink, like a painting. Star's next to me, munching grass, her white spot glowing in the light. Rusty's rolling in the dirt, making little happy snorts. Luna's sniffing flowers by the barn, her shy face peeking out. I pat them all, one by one. "We did it," I say, my voice soft. "No more Karen." Star nudges me, Rusty stomps, Luna blinks. They don't talk, but I know they get it. We're a team, me and my horses, and we won. Justice is served, nice and simple. Karen paid. She left. My farm's mine again. The money's great, the quiet's better, and the story? Best of all. I'm Jake the Horse Guy, and I stood up tall. Feels amazing, better than anything. And that's how it ends, peaceful, happy, and just right. Alright, so here's the thing, my story's done, and it's a wild one, right? Karen showed up, thinking she could take over my farm, use my horses like toys, and boss me around. She's one of those pushy people, you know the type. The ones who think they can grab whatever they want, whenever they want, and nobody's gonna stop them. They walk in, all loud and big, acting like the world's theirs. Karen was like that, arms crossed, big grin, letting her kids climb my fence and chase my horses day after day. She didn't think I'd do anything. She thought I'd just sit there, quiet Jake, the horse guy, letting it all happen. But guess what? She was wrong. Pushy people like her, they don't expect you to push back. They think you're too nice, too shy, too weak to say no. Karen thought that about me. She saw me feeding Star, patting Rusty, talking to Luna, and figured I'd never fight. She thought she could keep coming back, day after day, and I'd just shrug and let her kids bounce on my horses like they're a playground. But I didn't. I didn't yell or fight or make a big messy scene. Nope. I turned the tables, flipped the whole thing around on her, and it worked. How'd I do it? Simple. I didn't get loud. I didn't stomp my feet or wave my arms like Karen did. I stayed calm, cool as a sunny day by the creek. I watched her, wrote stuff down in my notebook, and waited. Then, when she pushed too far, when her kids climbed on Star with no saddles, no helmets, like she's a bouncy castle, I hit her with the surprise. "You owe me $500, I said. "For private riding lessons." Boom. That's it. No shouting, no big showdown, just a little bill that made her jaw drop. And it worked. She paid, she left, and my horses got their piece back. Here's what I learned: standing up for what's yours doesn't always mean a huge battle. You don't have to be the loudest guy in the room or the toughest kid on the playground. It's not always about yelling or pushing or making a giant fuss. Sometimes, it's just a smart move like a $500 bill. Something small, something sneaky, something that says, "Hey, this is mine, and you can't take it." That's what I did. I didn't need fists or a big fight. I used my brain, my notebook, and a little courage. And you know what? It felt awesome. So, what do you think? Would you have done the same? Picture it: someone's taking your stuff, maybe your favorite toy, your spot on the swings, your special place where you like to sit. They're pushy, loud, acting like it's all theirs. Would you let them? Or would you find a way to push back? Maybe not with a bill like me, but with something smart, something you. I'd love to know. Tell me below, what would you do? Drop it in the comments, because I'm super curious. Everyone's got their own way, and I bet yours is cool. And hey, here's a little tip: next time someone tries to walk all over you, don't just sit there. You don't have to be mean or loud, but don't let them win either. Give them a little surprise of your own. Maybe it's telling a grown-up, maybe it's making a plan, maybe it's saying no in a way they don't expect. Pushy people like Karen, they think they're the bosses, the big shots. But they're not. You've got power too: quiet power, smart power. And when you use it, oh, it feels so good. The quiet ones, see, they've got the best tricks up their sleeves. That's me, Jake the horse guy. I'm not the loudest, not the tallest, not the toughest. I'm just a guy who loves his horses: Star with her white spot, Rusty with his big snorts, Luna with her shy little face. But I've got tricks. I've got ideas. And when Karen came stomping in, thinking she could take over, I showed her. I didn't need to shout or cry or run her off with a stick. I just turned the tables, $500, bam, and she was gone. Quiet power wins sometimes, and it's the best kind. Think about that for a sec. You've got quiet power too. Maybe you're the kid who doesn't talk much in class, or the one who likes drawing more than yelling, or the one who's super good at figuring stuff out. That's your trick, your sleep thing. You don't have to be loud to be strong. You can be you, calm, smart, sneaky you, and still stand up tall. Karen didn't see me coming, and that's why I won. The quiet ones surprise people. They've got the best moves, the coolest plans. So, every night now, I sit by my fence, watching the sun go down. The sky's all orange and pink, like a big candy sunset. Star's next to me, chewing grass, her black fur soft. Rusty's rolling in the dirt, making funny noises. Luna sniffing the air, her white tail wagging slow. They're happy, peaceful, safe. And me? I'm happy too. I think about Karen sometimes: her red shirt, her big laugh, her pushy ways. She thought she'd win, but she didn't. I did. Not with a fight, but with a bill. And that's my story: Jake the horse guy, the quiet one who turned it all around. What about you? Who's your Karen? Maybe it's a kid at school who takes your stuff, or a friend who's too bossy, or someone who thinks you won't say no. You don't have to let them. You can push back your way, your trick. Maybe it's telling them stop real calm, or making a rule they can't break, or asking for help when you need it. You've got that power: quiet, strong, awesome power. Use it, and watch what happens. Pushy people don't expect it, and that's when you shine. I'll never forget that $500 check, Karen's shaky handwriting, the way it showed up with no note. It's in my drawer now, a little piece of paper that says I won. My horses are safe, my farm's mine, and I'm still Jake, just a guy with a trick or two. So, next time you're in a spot like that, someone pushing you, taking what's yours, remember me. Remember the bill. You don't need a big showdown. You just need you smart, quiet, brave you. The quiet ones. They've got the best tricks up their sleeves. And that's the coolest thing of all. So, yeah, that's my story, Jake the horse guy versus Karen the pushy lady. It's wild to think about now, sitting here with my horses all safe and happy. I've got that $500 check tucked in my drawer, a little reminder of how I turned the tables. Karen didn't see it coming, and that's the best part. Pushy people like her, they're so sure they'll win, so sure you won't fight back. But I did. Not with loud words or a big fuss, just with a smart little plan. And it worked. She's gone, my farm's quiet, and I'm grinning every day. That's what I want you to take from this. Sometimes the simplest move is the strongest one. Let's talk more about those pushy people for a sec. You've met them, right? Maybe it's a kid at school who grabs your pencil without asking. Or a friend who always picks the game and never lets you choose. Or even a grown-up who acts like they're the boss of everything. They're loud, they're bossy, they think they can take whatever they want. That's Karen showing up with her kids, acting like my horses were her playground. She didn't ask, didn't care, just took over. And for a while, I let her. I was quiet, watching, trying to be nice. But then I realized being nice doesn't mean letting people walk all over you. That's the big lesson here, you don't have to let them. You've got power, your own special kind. It's not about being the loudest or the strongest or the toughest. It's about being you, smart, calm, clever you. I didn't yell at Karen. I didn't chase her off with a broom or call the cops. I just watched, wrote stuff down, and hit her with that $500 bill. It was simple, sneaky, and perfect. She didn't expect it, not from Quiet Jake, the guy who loves his horses and keeps to himself. But that's the trick, quiet doesn't mean weak. Quiet can be super strong. Think about it, would you have done the same? Picture someone pushing you around. Maybe they're taking your turn on the slide, or borrowing your book and not giving it back, or telling you what to do all the time. What would you do? Would you stay quiet forever, or would you find a way to push back? Maybe you'd tell them no, real calm, like I did. Or maybe you'd make a rule like, you can't use my stuff unless you ask. Or maybe you'd get a grown-up to help, like a teacher or your mom. I'd love to know. Drop it in the comments below. What's your trick? How would you turn the tables? Everyone's got a way, and I bet yours is awesome. And here's something cool to try next time someone tries to walk all over you, surprise them. Don't let them think they've won. Pushy people like Karen, they're used to getting their way. They expect you to back down, to let them take over. But you don't have to. You can give them a little twist, a little whoa, didn't see that coming, moment. For me, it was the $500 bill. For you, it could be anything, saying stop when they don't expect it, walking away with your stuff, or finding a smart way to show them who's boss of your world. It's like a secret weapon, and you've got one hiding in you right now. The quiet ones like me, like maybe you, we've got the best tricks up our sleeves. That's what makes this so fun. Karen thought I was just a shy guy with horses. She saw me feeding Star, brushing Rusty, talking soft to Luna, and figured I'd never fight back. But I did. I used my notebook, my phone, my cool head, and bam, she was out of moves. Quiet doesn't mean nothing. Quiet means thinking, planning, waiting for the right moment. And when that moment comes, oh, it's the best feeling ever. Like hitting a home run or finishing a big puzzle, pure, happy winning. Let's imagine it for a minute. Say you're at school, and some kid keeps cutting you in line. Every day, they push ahead, acting like you don't matter. You could yell, sure. You could push them back. But what if you did something quieter? What if you told the teacher real calm, hey, they keep cutting, and let her fix it? Or what if you made a game like, let's take turns, and I go first today? That's your trick, your $500 bill. It's not loud, it's not mean, but it works. That kid won't expect it, and you'll feel so proud. Quiet power's the coolest kind, trust me. Or maybe it's at home. Say your brother or sister keeps taking your toys like that one car or doll you love. They grab it, run off, and you're stuck. You could cry or fight, but what if you tried something sneaky? Like hiding it where they can't find it, or saying, okay, but you owe me a turn with your toy later? That's turning the tables, making it fair without a big mess. Karen didn't think I'd charge her, she thought my horses were free. But I showed her. You can show your pushy people too, in your own way. Every night now, I sit by my fence, watching my horses. The sun's going down, turning the sky all orange and pink like juice spilling across the clouds. Star's munching grass next to me, her white spot shining. Rusty's rolling around, snorting like he's laughing. Luna sniffing the air, her shy little face peeking out of the barn. They're my buddies, my team, and we beat Karen together. I didn't need to be loud or scary, I just needed me. And that's what I want you to see, you've got you, and that's enough. So, who's your Karen? Who's that pushy person in your life? Maybe it's a kid, a friend, even a grown-up. You don't have to let them win. You've got tricks, quiet, smart, awesome tricks. Maybe it's saying no real firm, or making a plan like I did, or asking for help when you need it. You're stronger than you think, even if you're not the loudest one around. Karen's gone because I used my quiet power. You can use yours too, and watch those pushy people blink and back off. That $500 check? It's my trophy, like a gold star on a paper. It's in my drawer, crinkled and cool, with Karen's shaky name on it. Every time I see it, I smile. My horses are safe, my farm's mine, and I'm still Jake, just a guy who loves Star, Rusty, and Luna. But now I'm Jake who stood up, Jake who surprised her, Jake who won. You can be that too, you with your own name, your own tricks. Next time someone pushes you, don't just take it. Turn the tables. Be the quiet one with the best move. Because that's the secret, the quiet ones. They've got the coolest tricks up their sleeves, and nobody sees 'em coming.